Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. Today I have a speed build for you, and I'm not gonna lie, I built this ages ago. I built this a really long time ago because I have not made a video for a very long time, and I actually built this around the same time that I built that I posted my last YouTube video, so a long time ago. I think it's been a solid few months. I don't remember how long exactly, but it's definitely been a few months. But I kind of remember a few things about it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I remember everything about this house. You know, I remember building it. I did just take screenshots and stuff, so I do know what it looks like. I do remember kind of what it looks like, but I don't remember the thought process behind it, if you know what I mean. So this is going to be a journey for us all, okay? So I built this in a slightly different way than I normally would. I'd normally just kind of build it all as one and just kind of add rooms and stuff, but I built this in you saw it. It's like, it was just a bit kind of, just did both levels at the same time, and I don't know, you know what I mean. I built it different to how I normally would. It's a 1-bedroom house, and it's pretty big for one person at least. Like, if I lived in this house, I'd not know what to do with myself, because it is really quite big, but it's very nice. I would like to live in it, but also would be quite scared. One thing also about this house is that the roofing glitched on me. I don't know why really, but it did. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you, frankly. But what I did do is, when I took the screenshots, I had to add a different roofing, and it's literally no different, but I just thought I'd let you guys know that. I would like to know if it glitches for everyone. I imagine it shouldn't, but you never know with The Sims. You know what I mean? Who knows? Who the hell knows? So yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about kind of why I've not been uploading. And it's not serious, don't worry. Nothing happened or anything. I just really wasn't enjoying playing The Sims. Or not necessarily playing The Sims, because I have actually played story mode and stuff a few times since, I've stopped uploading. I just was not enjoying building, and I don't want to do something that I don't enjoy, I don't want to make content and not actually enjoy doing it, because I think it kind of comes off I mean, it's funny saying that, I did build this, and I've got very frustrated a lot of the time when I was building this, but it's actually turned out pretty good. But I don't want to not enjoy it, because I will just never do it. But now I have started building a little bit more, so I mean, I'm gonna keep doing it for as long as it makes me happy and I enjoy it, because otherwise it would just be forced, and I don't want to do that. I wouldn't want to watch someone that doesn't enjoy what they're doing. So yeah, that's basically my excuse. I don't know, is it an excuse? I don't think it is. I'm just, I'm not gonna force myself to do something that I don't want to do, you know what I mean? But hey, that's what it is. I've been playing a lot of games. It's not like I've been stopping gaming completely. I've been playing a lot of Prison Architect recently, which I really enjoy. And I just kind of realized when I was playing it that I just like building stuff. I like designing stuff, and so I was like, why don't I just give Sims a try again? And that's what I did, and I've been enjoying it. I have a couple of builds that I built, when I was last uploading videos. So there will be a couple of videos that go up that I built ages ago, quite like this one. And hopefully they're still good. I mean, I won't upload them if they're no good, but I have also built other things. I built a cottage thing, which I've never really built, like, I've built like farmhouses and stuff, but I've never really built like a proper like cottage. And I built that in, God, what's it called? Like Go Outdoors or Go Outside. I built that in that world, and I used a decent amount of that stuff, and I really like that, so I will definitely upload that in due time. So yeah, there was like a weird jump there, and that was me getting annoyed at the kitchen, so I stopped playing. You'll probably see a lot of that. I just, if I can't get something to work sometimes, I'm just like, screw it, I'm not doing it, not now, and I just like leave, and then I come back a couple days later and I try, and I mean, the kitchen layout is pretty much exactly the same. That's kind of how it ends up looking, but it's a lot better than that. There's no table there and there's no chairs. It's you'll see, but it's quite cool. I really like it. It's not functional, but it's nice, I think, anyway. So yeah, if my voice sounds weird, it's because I was recently in Dublin, and for my friend's birthday, and we had a really good time. There was like 10 of us, and I don't know what it is. Like, we were there from Saturday to Monday, and I woke up Monday morning and I just had like the sorest throat, and now I'm just yawning. Now I just have like, I have a sore throat, like it feels a bit swollen, and I've got a really stuffy nose and my face hurts and stuff, so I don't really know why that happened. But there were 4 of us sharing a room, and then I had to get a plane home and stuff, so it's probably something to do with that. Yeah, I really, also, this is side note, I really like that you can scale up mats and like carpets and rugs now. That's so good, because that's going to be so helpful. Anyway, but yeah, so I was in Dublin, and it was really, really nice. It was, yeah, we were there Saturday to Monday, and it was really good, you know. I learnt a lot. We went on the bus tours a lot. We went to the Guinness factory. That was very cool. I really, really enjoyed the Guinness factory, actually. I didn't really know what to expect, but it was very good. I would definitely recommend going. I think it was €20 for an adult, and then I think it was like 14 for a student. But yeah, no, it was really nice. It's a really good thing. And oh yeah, and included in that price is a free drink, so either Guinness or like a soft drink, which is very cool. I think that's nice. I didn't really like Guinness, honestly. Like, it was nice, it was alright, but it wasn't like my favourite thing in the world. Like, I didn't finish my pint, so I know, this is just who I am, guys. I'm really not that much of a heavy drinker, but you know, when in Dublin, am I right? But yeah, it was really cool because we got to pour our own pint, or like learn how to pour your own pint. It was very cool. So anyway, I'm going to start talking about the actual house now, rather than my time in Dublin. I didn't really have like a huge thought plan. The only thing that I went into this knowing was that I wanted like awesome windows with like plants in, because it's called Outside In, right? So I wanted there to definitely be all these plants. But I find it difficult to do this kind of thing in Sims 4, because I mean, there are a lot of plants and stuff, but there's not a lot that are quite sort of small, that take up like a small like area, but are also quite tall. Do you know what I mean? Like, without it, I don't know, like I found it a bit difficult, but we got there in the end and it ended up looking good, but it was a little bit difficult, but yeah, it was fine, and I think it ends up looking pretty good. I wanted to use loads of potted plants and stuff because they take, you know, they're taller, but it just didn't look very good, so I didn't really do that. I tried. You can see me trying. I'm just like, something please work. But I'm pretty sure it didn't, so it just ends up looking like this, which I actually think is quite nice. You know, it's not what I initially wanted, but I think it worked out pretty nicely. So yeah, as you can see, it's kind of, the downstairs is pretty studio-y, like, you know, it's quite open plan, that's my kind of thing. I really like open plan houses and flats and everything. So like pretty much everything I do is open plan. And yeah, so we've got this kitchen slash kind of dining area. I wanted to have this kind of, what is that even called? But you know when you go into like a cafe or like a bar or something, and you have those tables that are by the window and you can like watch people walk past while you're eating or drinking. That's kind of the sort of thing I wanted in here. So I just used a shelf and some chairs, and I just plonked them all together. I scaled the shelf up and I put all this stuff on it, and I think it ends up looking really good. I think it's really cool. Okay, I would totally eat there. You know, The Sims can't obviously, but you know, it looks good, and that's all that matters, right? So I made this little entrance area, which is just a mirror and, you know, what's it called? A coat rack. I was going to say a hat rack, but there's no hats on it. And yeah, no, it's very open plan. This is very much my like style and, you know, what I enjoy houses to look like. It's kind of colourful, but quite muted tones. Is that a thing? I don't know words. I don't know. Don't ask me. I just build on Sims, for God's sake. Anyway, so then I put these chalkboards up because, you know, why not? I love those chalkboards. I think they look so cool. One thing I do really love about Sims 4 is the amount of like decor there is. I mean, I could totally go for like so much more, but you know, there's kind of a lot of pretty unusual stuff, and I really like that, you know. It's definitely a lot of stuff that I would never think to put in, so I'm very happy. I'm really happy. So this is the bedroom. I made it quite dark. I don't really know why, but I just wanted to do something that was just not super light like the rest of the house. And it ends up, I don't know, it like ends up a little bit, it's just not really something that I would usually go for, but it ends up, I think it looks kind of a bit, I don't know, just the wallpaper and the flooring and stuff, I think it ends up looking quite, I can't think of the word, like quite old, but it's kind of, I guess, I want to say like retro, but it's kind of not really. You'll see what it looks like. I definitely have never really done colouring quite like I have on the bedroom. So yeah, those little, that little square thing I put over the chairs, I really wanted to, because this is in, I cannot for the life of me remember what the neighbourhood's called, but it's the one that's like completely empty, and you can just build whatever you want there. The thought was when I built this to completely fill out that area, and so I put in that little square thing as like as kind of like something that I'd put on every house to make their what are words, to have some sort of overall thing that every house has, to kind of bring it all together. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't really know what I'm talking about. But you know what I mean? I don't know. But I just wanted to have those on every house so they all had something in common. So yeah, as you can see, I put up these like green panels on the wall, which I think is kind of, in some ways it's pretty modern, but I also think it's quite the opposite of modern. I could imagine like my grandparents' house having, or their old house having like this kind of wall. I don't know. I mean, they had a lot of green in their house, so that might just be that. But yeah, and yeah, it's just a lot of green, and it's quite masculine, as I don't know, designers or whatever say. You know, it's obviously a woman or anyone could live in these houses, but like it's quite like dark, and I think it's really cool. Like I would totally sleep in that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I really like how the bed is just like facing out, like anyone could see you. One thing I do find there's a serious lack of in The Sims 4 is decent like curtains and blinds and stuff. They're either like really like ugly, or they are just really like big, and like they take up like the whole window. And especially if you have like the massive windows like the ones that I have in this house, like they're just, your whole window is going to be covered by a curtain, and there's no point in having the window there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would really appreciate there being some better curtains, or it's just, I just don't like the curtains in this game. Honestly, the only time I've used them is actually in the house I last built, like the one I the one I built recently. I did use some of the curtains in there, but it works in there because it's like an old cottage house. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was really, I built the house for like okay, here's the story behind that house. I always like to have a little narrative, okay? So in my house that I will upload probably like 2 videos from now, my whole thing was like, okay, so the guy that lives here is like old, or he's like a pensioner, okay? And then he used to be like this big wig, like hotshot, like business guy, and he was super successful, and he had loads of money, and he was like married to this woman, and they were like so in love. And then she died when they were like getting old, and then so he was just like moved out. He was just like, screw it, I'm not going to be part of the machine anymore. So he left, and he just like bought this house in in the middle of nowhere in a forest, and that's where he lived. And that's the story behind the house, that I will upload soon. But that has nothing to do with this house, so I don't really know why I told you that. As you can see, I kind of tried to put in like a study area, but I wasn't feeling it. There's really not a lot of space in this upper loungy area, so I just made it a bit more open plan, added a yoga mat, added a meditation stool, added those like candles that you'll see in a minute that I love. I would use those ones in everything. I think they're so cool. I think they look so good. So I probably will use them in everything. So, don't be surprised if you see them every bloody time that I make a video. So, there's that. I really wanted to make this a little bit more cluttered, even though that's probably a fire hazard. I mean, in real life, you're standing on your head with your legs in the air and your belly button on the other side of your face. But like, because we all have belly buttons on our face, and yeah, you just like kick those over. But look, I don't like to live in the real world. This is my fantasy. This is my house. It's not my house. It's something that I built because I think it looks pretty, Anyway, we're actually, I say we're nearing the end, but actually I can see that we're clearly not nearing the end, even though this is pretty much how the house ends up staying. I think a lot of this bit is going to be fine-tuning and details. And also the outside, because that helps, I really like those outdoor sofa chair things. They're from what are they from? They're like the garden one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the garden stuff pack. I really, really like that stuff pack. I love these like bushes as well. I think they look super, super cool. And you can use them as fences. I do anyway. I don't know if you're supposed to. And then we had this little tiny bit of roof poking out, and you can see me like, I must get rid. I love scaling things up so massive in this game. I absolutely love it. It's like my favourite thing to do, because I think it's hilarious when you've got something really small and it just goes like massive. I think it's the best part about this game, honestly. No, it's not, but it's way too amusing for me. I find it way too much fun. Adding a couple of pillars, adding some whatchamacallit, some trees, some landscaping. Do you know, I really am very bad at landscaping in this game. It's definitely my weakest point. Along with roofing, but I could argue that I'm not super bad at roofing. But my God, I am so hopeless at landscaping. I get so easily bored by it. I'm just like, wow, look at this rock. I think because there's not a huge amount to work with Sims 4. I found that there was like a bit more in Sims 3, but still like not tons and tons. So I find it a bit difficult, and I find it a bit like, I don't know, it's all a bit samey to me. Like, and there's never really a time where I'm like, I have done some exceptional landscaping. You know what I mean? But it's also very important, so it's not something that you can like go without most of the time. I think it really makes a huge difference. So it's kind of annoying for me because I just want to be good at it. Ideally, also, this house would be on a bigger plot. So definitely, if you're going to download this from the gallery, put it on a bigger plot, and you can like make the garden a bit more exciting and a bit bigger. Like, this house would be ideal with like a pool. I think that would look really cool. I think, a pool with this house would just go like really well. But I made it pretty small, and I think it fits quite nicely. Like, it's not horrible. Like, the garden isn't horrible, but as I have just said, like, gardens and landscaping is not my thing. So that's why it is the way it is, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying. Okay. I ended up changing the outside of the house because I was just like, this is not okay. I did not like it. It was just a bit bland. So I added some more woodeny kind of textures, patterns. Yeah. Just to make it a bit more exciting and a bit more bold. That's the word I'll use. Bold. And just to make, it was just so white and plain and boring, and I was just like, this is not okay, So, yeah. So yeah, the screenshots, I just wanted to rehash this again. The screenshots, the roof is a little bit different in the screenshots, but if you download it on the gallery, the roof should be the same as in this video. And if it glitches out, then, you can just do it again. But honestly, like, it's not that big of a deal, because I think most people that download houses from the gallery aren't downloading them just because, for the hell of it, I think most people download them to play with and to use in their Sims game. So I would say just don't bother with the roof. Unless you are someone that downloads houses and doesn't use them for gameplay, just has them, I don't know, you can do what you like with it. But like, if you're using it, I guess if you're using it as like a let's play thing, maybe, then maybe you can change it. But honestly, who cares? I only do it because a house looks stupid without a roof. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just not a good idea. That's just logic. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I've not done this in such a long time, and then I've come on here and I'm just like, let's talk for 27 minutes straight while my throat hurts and I have a cold and I don't actually remember what I did with this house. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry if there's this weird commentary, but this is who I am. This is what my life is like. Oh God, my throat. It's not my throat, it's like my nose. It's just like so blocked up. I don't know why God chose this for me, but I'm not going to question him. Okay? I actually am not religious in any way. I don't really know why I said that, but oh dear. Anyway, so I ended up putting in some little tables in here, and I really liked mismatching this furniture, so I put in another little chair, and I think it looks really nice. I really like it. I really like it. I love mismatching furniture in this game. It really works very well. It's really definitely something that you can get away with quite easily. So I would definitely, if you kind of don't know what to do with mismatching furniture, just kind of give it a go. It's not that difficult. You just kind of, as long as the colors are kind of coordinated and it, you know, it kind of makes sense and it's in the right house, I think you can kind of get away with it quite easily. See, there are 3 very different types of chairs. So you've got one very like plain, one very sort of almost like quite posh, and then one that I would say is arguably quite, I guess, I don't want to say masculine because I know that that's not the right word to use, but you know, it's quite dark and it kind of almost looks a bit like used. And they're 3 very different styles, but when they are put together, I think it's quite easy to make them look good. I had to keep putting those bloody things on that shelf because every time I changed the wall colour, it would just delete them. And that's rude. So I actually think we're coming up to the end of this now, guys. So that's very exciting. I'll of course put a load of screenshots and stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys aren't like angry at me because I've not made a video for like the longest time. Here we go, ladies and gents. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed my video. If you do, like, subscribe, comment, follow Twitter, Instagram, I don't know, just do what you want. Everything I post on here is in the gallery and downloadable, and you can find me on Origin and everything if you want to add me. So yeah, I hope you guys like this, and I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you next time. Thank you so very much for watching, okay? Bye! Bye, 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 bye.